Hello guys, welcome. Today's guest is Extremyz for Lahn class. How are you, Extremyz? Welcome.
Hello guys, I'm really fine, thank you for inviting me.
May you please introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. Hello everyone, I'm Extremyz, I'm 26 years old, I'm playing BDO on EU since 2 years now.
Thank you so much. How did you find BDO? From a friend or website? How you go into MMORPG games? How did you decide to play?
I was a huge fan of World of Warcraft before BDO, and I was looking for a new MMORPG after my years of World of Warcraft, and I just found BDO on a random video. I'm playing MMORPG since I'm 12 years old, and I did a lot of World of Warcraft, Ion, and other games before starting BDO.
Thank you. So, how many years have you been playing your class? Is this your first class? Are there any other classes that you started the game with or tried?
I'm playing Lahn since the beginning of my journey on BDO, and I'm playing other classes just for fun or for learning some gaps in PvP.
Okay, which class did you ever tried in your video except Lahn and mostly?
Oh, I have played a lot of classes because I had a lot of trouble to learn some matchups like Ninja, Assassin, Guardian at the beginning of my journey of PvP. I've played really a lot of classes. Just the ranged one, I didn't have some trouble, so I didn't play those ones.
Thank you. So, do you think your class is DB friendly? How would you rate your class out of 10 in terms of difficulty in PvE and also PvP?
I think my class is one of the easiest class of all classes for starting BDO. The succession in PvE is really easy. I'm rotating only 4 spells just for killing mobs. In top of that, it's very effective. It's one of the best grinder you can find on BDO. The Awakening, since the reboot, is really underrated in grinding. It has a lot of sustain, very good mobility, the damages are correct, and I think for beginner, it's a better option to play Awakening. Thanks to the sustain, you can do a lot of mistakes, and then the grind will be more enjoyable.
So, do you prefer Awakening or Succession right now, and why?
I prefer playing Awakening at the moment because I'm doing a lot of PvP. I'm grinding on Archer whenever I can, and it's way easier to defend yourself with the Awakening one. I have learned in PvP with Awakening, so it's easier for me to handle PvP with it. I really like the liberty of movement that the Awakening Lahn has, and I enjoy even more all the movements on the class right now.
You know, I published a PvE tier list a month ago, so may you please analyze this Lahn page? How would you rate? Is there any big problem about this page?
I will just say about the early game spots, you will have some stamina problems, so I will put 1 star down, maybe. But Awakening and Succession Lahn is very, very, very strong at PvE. Anyway, in the crowded spot, you can defend your spot with Awakening really easily. It's an Apex Predator in 1v1. We'll talk about that just after, I guess. So, in endgame spot, it will be good too. So I think it's a good picture, to be honest.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's talk about your class in detail. May you please give us a bit information about Awakening PvE, early game, mid game, and end game spots.
In early game, the only problem you will have is stamina, because when you want to speed farm, you will one-shot mobs, you will go faster, and you will use a lot of movement spell. So I don't really advise to take Lahn for speed grinding with the one-shot spots, to be honest, for the Awakening. Lahn Awakening is starting to be really good in mid-game spots. With your Q, you can pull very effectively all the spots like Sikraya, Starens. You can regroup the mobs really, really easily with your Q. So it's a mechanic really important if you want to put a good amount of trash loots in PvE for those spots. Lahn Awakening is at their prime in late game spots. I really like to grind Jiffin and Nolon with Awakening, but it's good everywhere in late game, to be honest. And it's even more easy to grind thanks to the sustain, like I mentioned before, for some EV damage spot like Quint or Jiffin.
So may you please give us a bit information about PvP? 1v1, 1vx, I don't know, solar maybe, and large scale. What is this class doing in PvP?
I think we are talking about the Apex Predator in 1 versus 1. Awakening has everything to win any 1 versus 1 in the game. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about the famous dash grab, and to be really honest, it's enough to CC a lot of players. But if your opponent is really strong, it won't be enough. If you are learning a matchup, I advise you to learn every lock animation of the opponent class, or when he will be out of iframes. So you are sure to not miss your grab. The grab is your main weapon in one version. It's the strongest grab in the game. But you have to use it carefully, because if you miss it, you can be punished very, very easily. Your weakest side is on the stamina, and you have to learn to manage it. You have to know when you can play aggressively, and when you have to recover some stamina. When you are against more than one opponent, it starts to be hard, because you will need to burn more stamina to survive, and there won't be much time to recover it. You can use your E-buff to counter your lack on stamina, but you don't always have your E-buff. So when I'm doing a 1 versus X, I like to grab the most isolated guy, and then I will wait for his mate to come, and I will try to fish a CC with my deadly dance and some mouse movement. If your opponents are really squishy, you can of course just one-shot them one by one. The Awakening Lahn will start to have some troubles in 5 versus 5 and other small scales, depending on your team comp and your opponent team comp. If you are against range classes, you can have a lot of impact, putting pressure and grabbing them. If you are against a lot of tanky class, we'll have to commit for grabbing them. And the Lahn is very squishy, so you take a lot of damages and you can just die in your grab, so you have to be careful. The best thing for you is if there is a lot of skirmish, because you will have a lot of 1v1 situation, and then, as I said, you are really the apex predator of 1 versus 1. This kind of fight will require a strong knowledge of other classes, and a lot of stamina management. The best advice I can give you is to be really vocal with your mate, so they can collapse on every grab you can land and seeing when you need to recover some stamina, so they don't go in the fight without having you in backup. In non-exchange wars, advise to play the Lahn in a small scale group like anti-cannon, cannon team, or even in the flank. I really like to play Lahn in cannon defense because there will be a lot of Musas and striker, and it's really easy to grab them.
So, we talked about Awakening and that's enough. You said that for large scale playing, for 5v5, you should definitely know what to do. You should read the map, you should read the battle from 1vx. If you manage your stamina, you can kill them. For 1v1, she is the queen of 1v1, you said that.
Oh, yes.
Okay. May you please give us a bit information about Succession PvE? Same like the first question, early game, mid game and end game.
To be honest, I think Lahn Succession in PvE is a complete mob harvester 3000. It's good in every spot of the game, really easy to play. As I said, I'm using 4 spells to deal damages, and it's enough to grind everywhere. I was playing a lot in Succession when I was grinding my gear, grinding Orcs and Jeffin, really good spots with the Succession one. Lahn Succession is a really safe serve to play if you want to grind a lot on BDO.
So may you please give us a bit information about Succession PvP? All around the world, everyone is wondering, how is she on PvP?
I will be honest, I'm not the best player in Lahn Succession. There is a lot of players way better than me in Succession, but as I can say, in 1 versus 1, you will struggle against block classes, because you can't CC them easily, but you can bait some grabs and then try to fish a CC on your opponents. I think Lahn Succession is like a mosquito. You have to be annoying for your opponents. You can fly in the black lane, harass the casters, killing them if they are low, fly away and fly in again. For me, it's really funny to see Lahn Succession playing in large scale just because of that. At the end of the node or siege, your opponents have to be mad at you because you were annoying the whole fight. You can harass the fort of the enemy really easily, dealing some damages to the recovery centers and then flying away the whole node war. They will lose their mind.
I saw many videos on the YouTube. There are some guys, they are putting real high AP on them. They are getting their E-buffs, fly, they are in nodes, using all their skills, killing a lot of players in the fort, and they just fly and go away.
Yeah, it's working very well if your opponents don't have a lot of gear, because if you are playing full AP, you just have to do LMB, RMB, and you will kill a lot of people in the base. Really a lot. So, yep, it's working. It's working really well, and they will be so mad at you at the end of the node war. You are a little mosquito, really annoying. I love that gameplay.
So, let's talk about BDO itself. What do you think about BDO for current situation, from past until now?
To be honest, I think it's a really good game for the beginners right now. There is a lot of updates, was just about them, so they can catch up with endgame players. The PvE and life skill have a lot of updates. and there is a lot of huge quality of life changes. So I really think it's a good state for like 90% of the players right now. But for PvP, right now, I think we are lacking a bit of content. Of course, the last big update of Arena of Solar is a lot of content, but we were waiting for so long, and there is a lot of bugs that is still not fixed, like going under the map. I really hope Torlabis will work on it so we can really enjoy the game, and I really love the game, and I don't want to see the PvP in a bad state, but I think it's still good for now.
Okay, so if you have a chance to add new feature to BDO or change something, what would it be?
The first thing I would like to add is a way to make money out of PvP. So more players would enjoy doing PvP without having the feeling to waste time. Can have fun and earning some silvers. I think it's a win-win thing. And if I have to change something, I would say the resist. I think it's an outdated thing of the game, and right now it's way too powerful and way too RNG to be a good mechanic on the game. There is a lot of way to counter that, like the crystals. You can add some slot for the crystals. You can add more way to counter the resist. You can add the crystals preset if you want to ignore some grabs, ignore some KD, ignore some bound, I don't know, whatever. It would be nice to have more way to counter resist in the game. I know. I think it's something important.
Maybe they will add furniture that we can put on in our home. Maybe these furniture will allow us special, for example, 10% knockdown resisting door. Maybe this will be good. Or you said crystal preset and third crystal slot can be good. Why not? They all allow us to ignore or we can build a crystal setup for resist builds, and this will be good. Why not?
Any way to just counter that would be amazing. Anyway.
Definitely. So what are your advices for newbie or returnee players?
I think the best advice is to not forget that BDO is a game. And just go for the fun instead of searching for the most OP grind spot on the game directly. Play the class you want and enjoy the game with some friends. It's so much better.
Okay, now we are coming towards the end of the interview. And is there anything you would like to add?
I really thank you for the opportunity and for the work you are doing. I know it's a lot of work, so really good job. I hope my French accent wasn't too disturbing for you guys. And a big shout out to all my fellow LAN players in the world. If there is any LAN that disagree with me, there is no problem. I'm open-minded for any discussion about that. And thank you guys for watching.
Okay, I want to say big thanks to Extremyz. You know, guys, he is one of the best LAN streamer on the Twitch. You should definitely go and watch his streams, and you will not regret. It's really funny. There are a lot of booba emotes on his stream at 7TV application. You will love his stream, trust me, guys. Just go and check his streams, watch. Mostly he's doing PvP. And I want to say that again. Thank you so much. He accept my invitation.
Thank you, man, for inviting me. Really, thank you.
It was really fun for me. Do not forget, video is just a game. Have a nice game.